Hey, real estate rock stars! Have you been entertaining the thought or have been wanting to purchase a home in Toronto, but the process seems so difficult and stressful and overwhelming? Well, this is the video you should be watching right now to help you get started and get that house. By the way, if you're looking to purchase a home, sell a home, lease out your place, or anything related to Toronto real estate, you can reach out to me using the contact information below. I respond to all of my phone calls, text messages, and any other contact I get as quickly as I can. So today, I'm going to give you a comprehensive guide on how to purchase a home in Toronto. If you checked out my earlier video, you now know what mistakes to avoid when purchasing a home. But what are some best practices and how should you actually go about buying a home? Join me now and let's find out. Make sure you watch until the very end of the video. Okay, so the first two things to consider are so important and go hand in hand: the location of your potential home and your budget. The location of the home can determine so many things, such as the neighborhood, surrounding stores and schools, distance from work and transit stops. It can also impact your budget and vice versa. Sometimes a budget may also limit your location choices, as you may be priced out of certain neighborhoods. Understanding where you want to buy and how much you can afford are the two important first steps. Now, let's talk about your budget first. Before you even start looking at houses, you should get a mortgage pre-approval from your financial institution, credit union, or trusted mortgage broker. They will ask you for details about salary, employment, and any other assets when determining the amount of mortgage that will be offered to you. These details may include government-issued photo ID, contact information for your employer, proof of address, proof of income, proof of down payment, proof of savings and investments, and details of current debts, and so many more. Oh, and don't forget your credit score. The mortgage that is offered, plus the amount of funds in your bank account for a down payment, should be the basis for your budget. In addition to the down payment, you should also set aside money for closing costs. This could include land transfer tax, a lawyer fee, and so on that you might not have thought about. And this could vary depending on your situation. So I've included amazing link that is online, and it can give you a rough estimate of how much it would be for closing. Keep in mind that without a 20% down payment, you will also have to acquire mortgage loan insurance. There are lots of resources online that you can review about mortgages and interest rates, and I've included some links in the description below for some more reading. I'm sure you're loving all the readings. The key thing that I would like you to take away from this video is understanding the implications and the details of a fixed versus variable interest rate for your mortgage. I am sure that my mortgage brokers that I work with closely can tell you more about it, and I'm hoping to have them on for next few videos, but here is my short form of it. When your mortgage application is pre-approved, you will typically be offered a choice between a fixed or a variable rate interest for a certain amount of time. Typically 5 years. Most financial institutions will offer 1, 2, 3, or 4-year mortgage as well, and more if you need it. A fixed interest rate nowadays as in 2022, we're in December, will typically range from 4.7% to 5.5%, while a variable rate will offer prime rate less 0.5 to 1%, which comes out to 5 to 6%. The decision over which type of interest rate to select depends on how much certainty you want for your mortgage payments. A fixed rate is just that, fixed. Your mortgage pre-approval will come back with an exact payment schedule that you will follow and plan around for the next 2 to 5 years. This can give peace of mind knowing that your mortgage payments are fixed and won't change until renewal. On the other hand, variable rates can offer lower overall interest rates than fixed. But depending on the Bank of Canada and the interest rate it sets, in the past decade of interest rates, variable rates were lower than fixed as interest rates were at historical lows. However, in 2022, as you may know, interest rates have risen significantly and variable rates are now, for the time being, higher than fixed rates. When interest rates rise, so do your monthly mortgage payments. Thus, it can be risky to select a variable rate mortgage for this reason. Whether you choose to select a fixed or variable interest rate for your mortgage is up to you, but understand what these implications of each are. Now let's move on to location. The most important thing for many people when considering a home purchase, either for themselves or as a family or as an investment, is usually how close it is to their work, school, and other family members. The most desirable neighborhoods, as a result, usually will have nearby elementary schools, high schools, as well as be near a highway but not too close, subway station, or major bus or train route for convenience. Proximity to grocery stores, community centers, gyms, recreation, parks, and any other services are also very desirable features in the neighborhood. When selecting a location for your home, make a checklist of things that are important to you and make sure the homes have as many of those features nearby as possible. This will also help in when you are selling your home, a few years down the road, a lot of people will be looking for these features. For example, my list would have a dog park at the very top, as having access to a dog park nearby for my dog is super important to me. And I would also love to be close to the highway as I am always traveling for my clients. And and so many other things. You'll often have to make some sort of compromise, as not every neighborhood will have everything you want. But make sure the most important things are checked and nearby. Let's do a quick recap. If you're a first-time home buyer and have been following the steps I've outlined earlier, you should have a mortgage pre-approval, a down payment set aside, and the closing costs, you got to take that into account, and a list of locations that check off all the boxes for you. Now, what's next? Now that you have an idea of where you want to look and your budget, it's time to figure out what type of home you want to purchase. There are a couple of factors to consider. What type of home will you buy? Will it be new, used, or pre-construction? Will you look for a freehold? So freehold is something you own. So you own the building and you own the land. And you basically have the absolute right. Or will you own a leasehold? You own the building, but there's a condo corporation which will govern your rights and what you can do, or you can't do, basically. And then there's the condominium. You own your unit and you share common elements with other tenants, cooperatives, so co-ops. You buy a shared in the building and live in one of the units. What would you like? You take your pick. What features do you want a home to have? How many bedrooms or bathrooms do you need? What square footage do you require? Do you need at least 500 square foot? I know it's really hard to know exactly the square foot, but sometimes you just have to see them and just know, Do you want a balcony, large backyard, or a patio? Again, it's useful to create a checklist of the desired features that you want in a house so that you can go and find the home without being stressed and thinking, oh, am I forgetting this? Am I forgetting that? And making sure that you are like ready and set, good to go. Now, you should be at the stage where you want to view and start looking and make offers on a house or wherever, your home. You will want to engage a home buying team to assist you in the process. These individuals could include a real estate agent, a home inspector, an appraiser, a mortgage broker or a bank, as we discussed earlier, a land surveyor, could include, a builder or contractor, a lawyer. Now, I can really speak for my profession, and using a realtor can be extremely helpful as they can have insight into current market trends, knowledge of a particular neighborhoods and features in history, and be your voice in negotiating with the seller. They can also help you write an offer for your sale to present to the seller, making sure that you are not forced into purchasing is very, very important. Once you've found the perfect home for you, you will need to make an offer to your seller. You know what? This is like a big step, okay? Once you start making an offer, you're going to feel surreal, okay? And here we go. The offer should include the amount you're offering to pay, which is the purchase price, and the amount for your deposit. Any extra items you want to include in the purchase, for example, window coverings, those are really, very helpful to have. The date you want to take possession, the closing day, a request for current documentations that they may have, and this might include status certificate, inspection that was already conducted from the seller, and any other, floor plans and things like that. Any other conditions that must be met before the contract is finalized. For example, a satisfactory home inspection, which a lot of clients do want. Satisfactory clause for a mortgage and making sure that you actually will be able to close, and so many other clauses that the realtor can really help you and make sure that you are safe in the deal. In some cases, such as in the purchase of a condo, you will want to include in the offer conditions such as examining the condo status certificate. Status certificates would often include important information like the reserve funds, board of directors, the management company, contact details, and so many more. It's so crucial to have this. A home inspection is also very important to ensure that you're aware of any deficiencies in the structure itself and whether or not they will cause issues in the future. There may be some negotiations involved, so don't be afraid to either fight hard for the house that you want or to walk away and try again with a different property that may be your home. Now, if the offer is accepted, then you will legally take possession on the closing day outlined in the offer. Your lawyer or legal notary will act as a middleman for that day to transfer the purchase price in the trust to the seller and then register the home in your name. They will then give you the deed and keys to the new house. The keys can be arranged with the seller or the listing agent as well on their moving date, but that's really the process of it with the lawyer. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something from this video. And if you're wanting to see more content like this, be sure to like and subscribe for more. And make sure that if you want to talk Toronto real estate, I am your girl. I love it day and night. So make sure that you contact me in the description below. I have put in my contact information. And I am looking forward to speaking with you. And until next time, annyeong!